Hi everybody. We're having live in a moment with Jill from Lashify, and we're just prepping for that. We've only got a minute left. Hello everybody. I hope you had a nice day so far and a lovely evening. Just waiting to get. Oh, hi. We got Jill on already. Are you going to send a request, Jill, to join? Yeah. Jacqueline as well. Hi. Hi, Jill.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm
all
you?
right. How are you?
I'm good.
Can't see the rest of you.
I'm good. I'm doing well.
Hi. I was just saying that we're just going to go live with you, and then you popped up. Fantastic.
Yay.
Yay. How are you? How's it going?
I'm good. I feel like I'm really close.
I feel the same way.
Be better.
I don't know.
There we go.
Cool. We're just going to get Jacqueline is also going to join us. We'll try this three-way live thing today and see how that goes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I am super excited for us to start in a moment. So we're going to go through the kit. We're going to go through what's in the kit, and then we're going to demo the lashes, aren't we? Just so that people know how to, and just have a bit of, and then answer.
Yes.
See what's in the lashes. See what's in the kits. Learn a bit more about the Gossamers, and then also then you're going to demo it. See what.
Yeah, we're gonna put some lashes on. I think we're gonna put some of our C lashes.
Oh, C today. Yeah, I love C's. I absolutely love C's. I've got C's on as well. C14s and C16. So yeah, I love C's.
They look great.
Thank you. Oh, it's the years come on. I'm just going to see if. Hello, everybody. We've got people on already. Hello. Hi, Natalie. Yeah, thanks for joining. So, should we start then?
Let's get started. Let's do it. Okay, so let me show first what comes in the control kit, and it gives you everything that you need to get started. So you get the control kit in this beautiful box. And then inside, you're going to get some instructions and some wandums. So the wandums go over the tips of your fuse control wand. They help with like stickiness, or there's some cool tips and tricks you can do with them. And then the best part, you get your control kit.
Absolutely.
So inside the control kit, you get a double-sided bond. So you start out with 2 bonds so that you can try some combinations, try them alone, see what works best for you. So you'll get clear on one side and you'll get black on the other. And then you get our patented hand-tooled fuse control wand. And then you're going to get, I feel like, I'm really zoomed in. I don't know why, because I don't look zoomed in on mine.
Do you want to move a little bit back? Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Jacqueline's also trying to join, so we're just going to see if we can add her to it. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jill, move back a little bit more, if you can.
Okay.
Because you're a little bit close.
Gotta rearrange stuff.
Yeah. Jacqueline, can you send the request again so that we can add you on? Yeah. No,
is this better?
It's still cutting you off.
Because I see myself like fully, but
you can. Okay.
So weird.
But it's better than it was before, though. So maybe, So whatever you're doing, maybe do it again. Yeah.
Okay. Gotta move some stuff around.
Maybe you should do that. Yeah. The iPhone is not comfy. Yeah, I know. The split on the iPhone is not comfy watching. Yeah. Okay. I think it's much better now, actually. Yeah. The bit of the top of your head is a little bit cut off, but other than that, yeah. You can see your face.
Nobody needs to see that.
Oh, the request was sent. Jacqueline, do it again. It's not coming through. Except, yeah. All right, let's carry on.
Okay, so we talked about you get your bond, and then you're going to get your wand, and then you're going to get our sealer night bond, and this is going to extend the wear of your lashes. It's going to remove any tackiness, And then you are going to get 2 Gossamer cartridges. You're going to get them in the lengths of 12 and 14. So always the lengths of 12 and 14, but you decide which Gossamer out of our 3 core Gossamers. So we have A's, which are the most natural, thinnest fiber, least amount of curl. We have B's, which have a thicker fiber, stronger curl. So now it looks like maybe you got some mascara on, but there's no clumps, or you don't have to worry about it running throughout the day. And then we have C's. C's have that same thin fiber as the A, so they're very natural, but they have more curl. So C's are almost like if you went to the salon and got a lash lift. Very natural, but very beautiful. So you get all of that. And then underneath this box, you're also going to pull this foam insert out, and you get storage for your Gossamers, and it'll hold 12. I've got a loose Gossamer in here.
I do that too.
So it'll hold 12 lashes in that. So you're getting everything that you need. We also have started offering free samples of our prep, our pre-cleanse, our prep step, as well as our melt away, our removal step. So you literally have everything that you need to get started.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? I love that. I love that you don't need to do and buy anything extra. Once you get the control kit, you get the little melt away, and you get the little bond. You just have everything you need. You can just get started straight away. I love that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Right. So should we then start to show us how this may look like? Which you said you're going to go with the C's today. So can you tell us what the lash map might look like?
Yep. So I'm going to use our C's. So these are the ones that I was saying looks like you've got a little bit of like a lash lift. Very natural. The C's are some of my favorites. But the C's, so in each Gossamer cartridge, you're going to get 12 Gossamers. So in your control kit, you start off with 24. The average eye holds about 5 or 6. So you'll get 2 full uses out of these lashes easily. So what I'm going to, my favorite map to do is 3 C12s and 3 C14s. So a lot of people don't realize when they get the kit that you can mix the lengths. So I'm going to mix them so that we can see what you can create from
so
that
you actually count each one you apply to say when I apply 3. Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Yep. So you can mix any of our Gossamers together, which is really fun, and you can create so many different looks. And there's all different lengths. Like I said, the control kit comes with 12 and 14. Those are our middle lengths. They're kind of like the most popular, and that way you can see maybe you want shorter or maybe you want longer, and we have both those options.
I think so, and I think that I like that. I like the fact that you can mix and match. Not many lash companies do that, so this fact that Lashify does just makes it so versatile. I love that. Yeah, I agree. So you're going to start applying the lashes now? Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to move a little closer, even though I'm going to be really zoomed in, but I'm a little far away from everything. So
do you think that you might want to move the phone up a little? Maybe that's what the problem is. Do you think you might try that? Yes.
Better?
Much better.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do our most popular technique called the lockdown technique using our Whisper Light, what comes in the control kit. And it's got, I'm going to use both sides. So I'm going to use the black and I'm going to use the clear. The lockdown technique is a triple bonding technique, which means that we're going to do 3 layers of bond.
Okay.
So for my first, before I apply, I'm going to prep my lash using that pre-cleanse that we talked about. So the pre-cleanse is a Japanese cleansing water. And what it does is it removes any oils, dirt, makeup, anything from your eyes that would affect your application or your longevity. So I'm just going to come in and I use a clean spoolie into it, and I'm just going to brush it through my lash. And
that just removes all the debris on your lash, doesn't it? Yeah. And makes it clean and ready to apply the lash on. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because the main thing that breaks up our bond is oil. So if you've got any residual oil on your lashes, you want to get that off because that can affect your longevity and your application.
And if you then apply it, do you then wait for it to dry out first before you then start that? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I'm going to use our blow tool, and I'm just going to use it.
I love
the blow tool. If you're looking for an add-on, the blow tool is the way to go.
I think that the fact that it's so bougie that you just can as you're using it, you just feel like, oh, I'm applying my lashes, I'm having my time. Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to come in now now that my lashes are dry, I'm going to come in with our Black Whisper Light. It's got, oh, this is a different one. It has a micro mascara on the end, a micro mascara wand, and we have that on the end because with Lashify, the thing you want to remember is you want light coats of bond, and you want to allow them to get tacky in between. So I'm putting the black and brushing it all the way through my lash. So when you first get the get your bond, it's always a little bit more runny, and then over time, as you're opening and closing the tube, it's going to start to get tackier, and it'll be almost easier to use less. But when you first get it, if you put too much on, I always suggest having a clean spoolie handy so you can brush any excess out. Because what you want, what you want is your lashes to not be clumped. You just want them to be coated.
That's perfect. So normally though, do you apply through the lash itself from the base to the top? Because sometimes people just say put it at the bottom. I've heard that before. Did you?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because you can either apply it all the way through. So I have short to like medium natural lashes. If you have very long lashes, there's no need to brush it all the way through, because then they might start to clump at the tip, and then you can have tension on your lash. And Lashify is, you know, meant to cause zero damage to your lash. So because the bond is flexible, it should move freely with your lash. So we don't want to cause any tension. So you can just go halfway up if you have long lashes.
I think that's a good tip as well, because I normally just apply it straight through, but obviously I've got really short lashes, so it needs to stick everywhere. So yes.
Okay, so I'm going to come in again with another layer of black, and this time, now that I'm tacky, I can feel I'm starting to stick. This time I'm going to come in and just keep it right at the base. So I'm just going to kind of wiggle it in there, and sometimes I'll even use the tip and just press it into the root kind of base of the lash. I do that too, because I find that it's easier to control when you do that. Yeah, it's easier to control, And then again, I'm going to come in, I'm going to let this layer get tacky. So it's important to let it get tacky because it's kind of like nail polish. If you put on a layer and it's too thick, it takes long to dry. And then if you put another layer on top, it's never going to dry and it gets messy. So you want to do thin coats, let them get tacky, let them start to dry. Build. Yeah. So next, we're going to come in now with the clear side. So this is our third layer of bond. So we're going to come in with the clear side next, and the clear side has, like I said before, that Obex tip. So this one's fun because you can use it to get a little bit more precise. You can use it for touch-ups. You can use it for stacking. So what I like to do is I'll come in with the clear, and I will come in and create a guideline using this part of the wand. And I'll show you. So the guideline I'm creating is also 1 to 2 millimeters up the natural lash. I'm not sure if you can see that. And that's where we're going to place the spine of the gossamer. So we always go 1 to 2 millimeters up so that your natural, the natural root of your own lashes can grow, it can breathe, and then you're not going to feel them. If you feel them, then you need to move them up. The lashes are made of Korean PBT silk. They're virtually weightless. So if you ever feel them, that's how you know that you've got to move it up, because I could stack our biggest, fullest, longest lash 3 times on top of each other and I would never feel it. Same here. But I just wonder though, so you put the clear bond onto it to give it extra hold so that your lashes last longer. Yep. But when you first get your kit, you can try the lockdown technique. You can try just doing 1 layer of the black. You can try a double bonding technique. That's kind of the fun of it, is when you first get it, you want to play around and see what's going to work for your eye chemistry, your lifestyle, all of that. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yes. Okay, so let's put them on. Okay, so I'm going to start with our C12, and I'm going to come in, and when I remove the gossamer from the cartridge, I always want to use my hand. I don't want to use the wand. The wand could pull a lash fiber out, and we don't want that. So I'm going to use my wand, and I also like to grab the lash all the way across at the very top. This gives me a lot more control over the lash, but again, play around, because some people like to hold just a corner of the lash. So for me, I'm going to grab all the way across. And I like to start in my inner corner. You could start in your outer, you could start in the middle, whatever works. Play around. So I'm come into the inner, and I'm going to angle this lash to match the curve of my natural, oops, it stuck to me, match the curve of my natural eyelash, and it'll stick right on there. Super natural, super fun. What we do suggest, I'm so used to doing lives and looking straight on, but what we do suggest when you are first starting out is taking either your control kit or a mirror and looking down into the mirror when you apply. And that way you can see exactly where it's being placed and you can see the underside of your lash.
Yes, that's a good tip, because I normally start on the outer edge and then I work my way in. But obviously, you got, and then obviously,
I got a lot of lipstick. Yeah.
So do you start with the shortest in a part of your eye? You start with the shortest, and then you work your way to longer.
Yep. So, and I'm lining the spines up side by side. I'm not overlapping them. You can overlap them, and that's going to give you a little bit more volume. So some people like to try it first and line them up side by side. And then if they want to see what a little more volume looks like, they'll either overlap or they'll stack.
Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Jacqueline, can you send through the request again? It's not, I've tried to send your request, but it's not coming through to you, obviously. Be nice for you to join. Carry on. Yeah,
yes,
nice to
definitely.
have Jacqueline on. Carry on.
So I'm taking a C14 now. So I have 3 C12s. You can see there's nothing on my waterline. And now I'm going to come in with the C14, and this will start to kind of build out that shape where I'm going to get not so much of a wing, but I'm just going to get a little bit more of an open outer corner.
And so this is the 3-3 setup, right? You start with a 3 C12 and you're not doing the 3 C14, which is great. It looks so good.
Yes. And see how they just stick? That's how you know you have the right amount of bond. A lot of what we see at first is over bonding or even not using enough. But once you figure out just how much bond you need, then they should just pop right on, almost like Velcro.
And to figure out how much bond you need is a lot of trial and error. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people are always like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. But the thing with it, with our bond is it's flexible. So that means that it's not going to fully harden or cure. You can always remove it if you don't like it and, you know, place it in a different spot. The bonds are also amazing because all of our bonds are free of any harsh chemicals. So there's no cyanoacrylates, no formaldehyde, there's no latex. So it's literally made for all eyes, sensitive and not sensitive. Everybody can wear it.
And then somebody just asked, what's the advice for the inner corners of your eye when you're attaching the lashes? Because she has problems with it.
Oh, okay. So the inner corner, I love to always angle my wand and I'll kind of tilt my head a bit so that everything lines up. I also really like to leave out a few of my inner and outer corner lashes. Those lashes are naturally going to be shorter, a little bit more sparse. So there's not going to be a lot for that gossamer to hang on to if you go all the way in. Some people also like to start like here, and then they'll do the whole eye, and then they'll come back and overlap this corner one onto the other one. So it's giving it more to hold on to.
That's fantastic, because I have the same problem. That's the part, that's the ones in the inner lash are the ones that come out first. So I guess if you hold it, if you overlap with it a little bit on the inner and the middle lash, it'll hold on longer. That's such a great tip. Carry on.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to start the other eye. Oh, actually, I'm going to fuse this eye. I haven't fused yet. So I've got all 6 of my lashes on. So now I'm going to take our Fuse Control wand. And I like to fuse and I like to apply without my wand-ums. But when you first start out, try it with them, try it without, see what works for you. So I'm going to come in, and when I do my full fuse, I like to angle my wand onto my cheek. The wand was hand tooled to fit the curvature of your face, over your nose, over your cheekbone. So you're going to come in, and then I go behind the lash with the top arm, place that down, and then I'll just fuse. And you only need to hold for a couple seconds, and you don't need to squeeze super duper hard. I also like to do what we call a reverse fuse. So I come and hold my wand upside, or kind of like I'm holding a pen. And I'll come in and just get that outer corner, because I know for my eye shape, when I fuse, I don't always get there. So what fusing is you have your natural lashes, you coat them in bond, then we place the gossamer just on top. And then when we fuse, we come in and kind of create this seal where everything lives together, and that's how you'll get that longevity.
Okay, that sounds great. And I think that so how do you angle the wand if you wanted to make sure that if you had large, the size of your eye would depend on how you angle the wand, doesn't it?
Yeah, so when I come in and do my full fuse, if you can see here, I'm not fusing right there. So that's why I love to come in and do that reverse fuse. We also have a lot of customers who don't even do the full fuse. They come in and they reverse fuse the whole way. So as long as you're getting onto the spines of your Gossamers, that's all that matters. You can do it whatever way works for you.
I think that's, I agree. So, right. So you've just done the 3 C12s and the 3 C14s, right? Okay.
Yes. Very natural, but I mean, you can see the difference in how it kind of opens my eye up versus.
It looks amazing. Yeah. Straight away, it looks amazing.
And it's quick and it's easy and it's fun.
It is. So we'll go on to the next eye.
Okay. We're going to go to the next eye. I'm going to coat it with that Whisper Light in black using that micro mascara wand. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to take my blow tool and let it get nice and tacky. We also have a lot of customers with contacts. You can wear Lashify with contacts. I wear contacts. If I'm using my blow tool and my eye's getting really dried out, sometimes I'll just blow from the top. And that helps too.
Okay, that's a good tip. So do you ever wait for the other eye to dry out, the lashes to dry out on the other eye before you start on the second one, or do you just carry on?
So once I fuse them, they're good to go. If they're not, if they're super sticky, like I'm touching them and there's not much stick. If they're super sticky, that's a good indication that you've used too much bond. Some people will do their first layer on both eyes, and then they'll do their first layer. Like they'll do all their bond on both their eyes, and then just go in and apply. For me, I like to do one at a time, just to ensure that my bond is still tacky and ready to be used.
I follow that process as well, because I find that if you try to do both eyes and you put the bond on both eyes at the same time, one will dry out before the other, and then you have to put more on it, and then you'll become so one after the other.
Yes,
that's great.
And you do have a lot of time to work with Whisper Light. A lot of people are worried that it will be like if I'm working on just this eye, a lot of people are worried that by the time they get to the end, they'll need to add more. But Whisper Light, you've got a lot of time to work with, so you shouldn't feel like you're in a rush. When you first start out, I always say, take your time. Don't do it before like a date, 30 minutes before a date or before an event. Take your time. Make sure you set aside the time so that you can enjoy it. Because after that first time, it's like never going to be the same. You can only do your first time once.
I agree. Yeah, that's exactly it. I don't think if you try and rush it, you just miss the experience, don't you? Yeah. And I always get so jealous when someone's saying like, I'm getting my kit, I can't wait, because I'm like, oh, I remember that feeling. It's so exciting. A couple of people have actually said that on here, to say that my kit is meant to come in tomorrow. Yeah, you should get them tomorrow if you've ordered already.
Okay, so I'm coming in now with that clear. And again, I'm just using the Obex tip to create that guideline of where I'm going to place the spine of the Gossamer. And I'm not sure if you can tell. I tried to put a little bit more than you need, but there's kind of that guideline so you can see exactly where they're going to go.
And do you not only just use it to make sure it fuses well, you also use it as a guideline for where you place your lashes? That's what you're saying. That's really, that's a really good tip.
Yeah, so we always say, like I said before, you want it to be 1 to 2 millimeters up. And a lot of people are like, how far is 1 to 2 millimeters? So what we say is the width of your wand is a great indicator, or just ensure that you can see the root of your natural lash and that it's not on your waterline.
Yeah. So somebody asked, how could you guide us as to how you stack your lashes?
I would love to guide you as how to stack. So I can actually show you how to stack after I finish this eye, but we can talk about it right now. Stacking is so fun because we have a couple different kinds of stacking. We have brick stacking, volume stacking, length stacking. So for example, in your control kit, you only get the lengths of 12 and 14, but maybe you want like more of a wing over here. What you're going to do is you're going to take that clear Whisper Light, you're going to dot some on, And because it would be length stacking, you're going to come up and instead of dotting it right on the spine, you're going to dot it a little further up and place the spine of the gossamer on that glue. And now you have turned a 14 millimeter lash into a 16 millimeter.
Yes.
So stacking is really, really easy to do once you kind of know what it is. You can do it by placing that clear whisper light onto the lash, stacking on top, and then fusing. You always want to fuse your first layer before you stack. So if I was going to stack on here, I would fuse and then come in with more bond.
When you apply the other lash to stack up on, does it blend naturally once you fuse them together?
It blends so naturally. That's something I love to show people because I'm like amazed by it. The fact that I can put a spine all the way up here and no one's going to see it because they are such thin fiber. Even our volume lashes, when you stack them like that, you can't tell. It's pretty much invisible.
Yeah. But these C's look amazing though. You don't even need to stack. Well, it depends on the look you're going for, but I don't think this one needs any stacking at all. Amazing already. Yeah.
No, thank you. Coming in with one more C14.
Yeah.
I also like to leave a few of my natural lashes out at the corner. Yes, because it's they're not going to hold, you know, as well because again, they're shorter and sparser out there. So I always leave like one or two. But I also leave one or two because if I continued and put my last lash all the way to this outer corner, what would happen is it would start to droop my eyes down, and nobody wants a droopy eye.
No.
So I always leave those out so that I still have that angle and that open lifted look.
Definitely. Yeah, I can see that, and it actually looks that way already, and I think that's a great tip. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Lovely.
So another tip I like to share before I fuse, especially if you're a beginner, take your blow and blow your lashes to ensure that they're tacky. If you've used too much bond and you've placed your Gossamers on and then come in and fuse them on there, what's going to happen is they're going to move around, they're going to slide around because it's not tacky and they're not stuck yet. So a good tip to start is come in with your blow tool before you fuse and just give it a blow for like 30 seconds just to make sure that it's going to stick and it's going to stay.
Somebody just asked, if the lashes are poking your eye, is it the placement that is wrong? I suspect it is, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so if the lashes feel pokey, then you're going to have to adjust your placement. Like I was saying, they're virtually weightless, so I can take our longest, fullest, craziest lash, stack it on top, and it shouldn't feel any poking. If you feel poking, that means that you are too close to your waterline. Yeah,
definitely.
Being too close to the waterline will also affect the longevity of your lashes because the bond and the lash are going to be constantly exposed to moisture from your wet line. So a lot of people find that once they figure out placement and adjust and move a little higher, they were maybe getting 3 days of wear before, and now they're getting like 7 to 10. So placement is a big thing.
Yeah. Somebody just asked, how long do kits typically last? How long does a kit last for?
So you get 2 cartridges, and you're going to get 24 Gossamers. The average eye holds 5 or 6. We have 6 on each eye today. So you'll get 2 uses of the lashes. The lashes weren't made for reuse. However, 80% of our customers do end up reusing them. Yeah. And then, and then as far as the bond goes, once you open the bond, it's got like a shelf life of 6 months.
Right. That's a good answer. Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, how do you take off the poke lashes in the corner of the eye?
Okay, so if you want to, so I've already fused my lashes, but I could always come in, and the way that I like to remove a lash if it's poking or if I just want to replace it, I always come in, and what I like to do is come into the underside of the lash, and it literally just slides right off. So even though we fuse this, I can still move it around. You just want to do it slowly and gently. But because the bond's flexible, you're not stuck with anything. So then if you remove that pokey lash, what I like to do is I'll either come in and put that clear whisper light back, or I'll put a little bit onto the spine. And when I put it on the spine, I'm putting it on the side that faces me, nothing on the bottom, nothing on the back. And then I'm going to come in, and again, I'm going to angle it so it matches the curve of my eye. And I'm going to pop it right back on. And
amazing.
So,
yeah.
And then I'm going to need to fuse it again, because remember, when you fuse it, that's when you create that seal. So I'm going to let it get a little tackier, and then I'll come in and do just a small reverse fuse in the inner corner.
That's great. Somebody just asked, as a first timer, what would you recommend to buy? Yeah.
Okay. I love that. So as a first timer, I fully recommend the control kit and getting the samples of the pre-cleanse and the meltway, and that's everything that you need to get started. It's all there. Some great add-ons would be the blow, but everything that you need in the control kit is all that you need to get started. After that, when you start buying more, maybe, you know, different lashes or anything like that, then it just kind of enhances your experience.
That's fantastic. And then in terms of when you actually buy the kit, then do you then have to order more of the Gossamers to keep, and can you mix and match your Gossamers when you order?
Yes. So after you purchase the kit, then you're going to go and you're going to end up either purchasing a different bond, or you're going to get more lashes. We have our core Gossamers are the options that come in the control kit, but then we have volume lashes. And the volume lashes are fun because they give you, you start to go into more of like a strip lash look, because we have D's, which are really a thick fiber similar to our B's with a stronger curl. We have E's, which have more fibers than any of our lashes, and those have a stronger curl as well. Then we have EEs, which have the similar fiber to E's, but they have an O curl. So the curl on the EEs is crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. We also have our fluffies and our newest lash, the FX lash. So the fluffies are super thin fibers, very wispy. It's got 3 different levels of curl. So it's a very multi-dimensional curl. And then the FX lash is, I like to say, it's like the fluffies and the E's had a baby and gave us FX, because the FX is the fluffy, but with a stronger curl. So it gives you this messy, wispier, tighter curl.
It is. It's gorgeous. So at Candour Beauty, we've got the core ones, the core Gossamers A to C's, but we're going to get the D's, E's, and F's and FX in very, very soon. So you can order them on Candour Beauty soon, but at the moment, we just have the A's to C's and the control kit. So all those things are available now at CandourBeauty.com. Yeah.
Awesome. And you know what? A lot of people ask, like, I don't know what to start with, A, B, or C. And really, you can start with any, because they're really customizable. And you can't go wrong with any. So a lot of times what we hear is like, I'm applying C's on a live and someone comments and says, oh man, I love these. I got the B's. But then they come back and they're like, I put the B's on. I love them. You really can't go wrong.
Well, the A's are the most natural looking, aren't they? And then the B's and the C's, if you want much more, well, a little bit more volume than the A's.
Yes. Not even, well, yes, a little more volume with the B's. With the C's, you don't get more volume. You just get more curl.
That's true. That's true. So somebody just asked, is Candour Beauty in the UK? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah.
So we have to seal these. We got to seal these down. So I'm going to take our Night Bond. So Night Bond is a bond extender. It's like a black lacquer, and it has another Obex tip. It kind of looks like an eyeliner. And what it does, I love Night Bond, because what it does is it's almost like putting a piece of tape and securing everything in. So there's a couple different ways to use it. I'm going to show you my favorite way to use it. So I just like to take it, and I always start at my outer corner, because that's where I want the most product. So I always come in and I just press it onto the spine. So I'm going to just press it up. Then I'm going to turn the wand for a little more product, press it onto the spine, and I'm going to turn it again and press it onto the spine. Then I'm going to use my blow and make sure that it gets nice and dry. I don't want to come in and fuse, because then I'm kind of breaking up that piece of tape. And for me, it doesn't work as well. We have other educators who have put it on and then fuse down, and it works great. So that's another thing where you want to try it a couple different ways and see how it works best for you.
So basically, it's almost like a 4-step process, though, because you've done the you've done the bonds first, then done the lashes. Then so basically the 4-step process is to keep it on for as long as you really want to have it. Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody just asked.
So night bonds also, I was just gonna say night bonds also really great because it is a sealer. I can come in and I could use it as a mascara on my bottom lashes if I want to, because it's not going to be sticky, it's not going to be tacky, and that's not going to affect the bond. You can still wear mascara, eyeliner, eyeshadow with Lashify, but a lot of our customers, and I am so guilty of this, end up wearing less eye makeup because the lashes
That's
are enough.
it. That's me. And I've always done that, you know, anything to do, you know, once you put lashes on, I don't think you need any more. And I don't use mascara on them either, because I choose the kind of fullness I want, and then I just add it on, and I don't need anything else. Correct. I think that's that's exactly how it works. Somebody just said night bond is a game changer. I got a full week of wear. I agree. Yeah.
Night bond changed things for me. When I first started, I would do like 1 layer of Black Whisper Light and they would last for maybe 3 days. Then I tried 2 or 3 layers and I would get 5 to 7. And then I tried night bond and I would get like that 7 to 10 day wear that I wanted.
Yes, that's why night bond is for the extra fuse if you wanted it to last longer. Yeah, completely.
Yeah. I'm going to show you another way to use night bond. So I'm going to come in now. And this time I have my wandums on the wand, and I'm going to paint night bond in between.
Never seen that before. Okay.
Yeah, so now I'm going to paint it on the bottom and I'm going to paint it on the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal. And what happens is now I'm sealing off both the top and the bottom of my lashes. A lot of our customers who are more, who have those lighter natural lashes, me included, I like this because it kind of coats them a little. You can always come in with your night bond because again, it's not sticky, and you could kind of paint the top if need be. But a lot of times you're good to go by brushing that Black Whisper Light all the way through during your application.
So this is for even more fuse to make it last a little longer.
Yes, and it's got the night bond, so it's now pushed the night bond where it needs to be. I got a little on my lid, but I'm going to brush it off, and there you go. It
doesn't even stick on the wand.
No, because it doesn't. It's not, even though it's called night bond, it doesn't have any stickiness to it. What it is going to seal things up and keep everything in and extend the wear.
It looks amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. I also, one more thing I love about night bond, when you first start out, sometimes it's hard to get that perfect line, that perfect placement, and you might have like peaks or spaces. And I love to use night bond to trick everyone. And I'll come in and I'll dot it maybe to cover up the peak, or I'll dot it to cover up that gap that's in between. And then it looks perfect.
Amazing. That's exactly why you should come onto tutorials like this, because I feel like the tips that you get from people like you, it's just, you can't make it up. It's amazing. I would never have thought that. That's really good. Amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
I'll talk about removal as well. So if you get the control kit, you can get that sample of our melt away. So our melt away is a dual phase makeup remover. You just shake it up. You can put it on a cotton round. You can put it on a spoolie. And what you're going to do is hold it on the lash. Give it maybe like 30 seconds to start to break up the bond, and the lashes literally just slide off, and then you're going to want to wipe off any excess bond that's still on your natural lash.
And you can use it to as a cleanser on your face as well, can't you? Yeah.
Yes, you can use it to remove all your makeup.
Yeah, it's really amazing for that.
And a lot of people say it smells really good, and I agree.
It does.
It smells really good.
It's quite friendly to the nose. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
And that's kind of similar to our pre-cleanse. You can also use our pre-cleanse for a lot of things. You can use it as a toner for your face. You can use it to, you're going to want to clean your wandums if you do the night bond trick. You're going to want to, you can use it across your eyelid if you've got an oily lid, and that's going to absorb some oils. So both are very multi-purpose.
Yeah, that's what I love about those products, because you can use them for multiple things. And I think that's the first time I've seen that. It's not very common to find those kind of things. It's really great. So once you've applied your lashes and then you fuse them all together, you're just good to go. And then for maintain, if you don't take them off immediately, how do you maintain them?
Sure. So if you wake up and you maybe start to see some lifting, what you're going to want to do, the first thing you're going to want to do is try to come in and fuse it back down. If it doesn't fuse back down, then you're going to add, using that Clear Whisper Light with that Obex tip. What I like to do is I'll even kind of peel it back a little, add some Clear Whisper Light in there, allow it to get tacky, and then you're going to come in and fuse down again. A lot of people ask, like, if one comes off, do I have to do a whole new set? No, you're going to put it back on, or you're going to put a new one back on.
How do you cleanse your face when you have your lashes on?
So when you're wearing your lashes, you want to, what I always say is avoid directly splashing water onto your eyes. If they get wet, they can get wet, but what you're going to want to do is leave them. You're not going to want to fuss with them and touch them, because that's going to be pushing moisture into where the bond is, and that's going to disrupt it, and then they'll fall off. So you want to leave them, let them get dry if they do get wet. But I always suggest removing your makeup with an oil-free product. So I either use our pre-cleanse, I'll use our pre-cleanse because it's oil-free. We have a microfiber puff, or I'll use an oil-free makeup wipe. I'll remove all my oil, I'll put my cleanser on, and rather than splashing my face to get the water off, I'll either flip my puff over and wet it to remove my cleanser, or I'll just use a washcloth. And then you can always go in with your serums, your moisturizers, your creams, all of that. You just don't want to put it directly onto
that's it. That's exactly how I clean as well. But I use a sponge instead of just, I don't use a puff. I use a sponge just to wipe around it. And it lasts for days. Yes. Exactly. Any other tips for how we can keep them going in terms of keeping them on whilst we're,
Yes. So a lot of people ask if you can shower with them, and the answer is yes, because we don't go 7 to 10 days without showering. So what you can do when you're in the shower, I always suggest try not to put your face directly under the shower head. And then when you're washing your hair, what you'll want to do is you're going to want to tilt your head really far back, similar to like if you were washing your baby's hair and you're telling them to tilt back so that the water runs down rather than to the front.
Yeah, that's a good tip. That's a good tip. And then once you're sleeping with them, nothing usually happens. As long as you can sleep with them, you can keep them on while you're sleeping. It doesn't really cause any problems because they don't poke into your eye, because the bond is very, very light on the eyelid. So I think, and that's the first time that's happened, because I used to wear strip lashes and even had, those single lashes done, the individual lashes, but they used to hurt my eye whilst I was sleeping. But this one, you can wear it whilst you're sleeping and you don't even feel that they're on. So
yes, and that happens for 2 reasons. When you use individual lashes, a lot of time that glue gets really hard. With our bond, again, it's going to stay flexible. And because our placement is 1 to 2 millimeters up, you're not going to feel it.
And somebody just asked, what's the difference between glass and night bond?
Sure. So glass is our other sealer, and glass has, I have it right here, glass has a tip that's got this cool little ball on the end, and it's spoolie. What glass does is it leaves a glossy finish, and glass also makes your lashes water resistant. So it's going to repel oil and dirt. So it's kind of like if you go get your car washed and then it rains and the rain just slides off. That's what glass does for your lash. You can use it a couple different ways. You can run it right across the spine. You can brush it through. I personally don't like to brush it through when I'm wearing the core styles, because they start to lose that wispy soft feel. And then you can also do the same thing we did with the night bond and paint it in between your wand-ums and fuse it down. If you use glass and night bond together, because you totally can, you're always going to do night bond first, allow it to dry, and then come over top with the glass.
And when you take off the lashes, how do you clean them and keep them if you wanted to reuse them?
Sure. So a lot of our customers soak them in alcohol. There's a lot of information on that in our Lashify Life Facebook group on customers on storing and cleaning and reusing and all of that. But a lot of times Sahara will say that if you do clean and reuse them, because they were only made for a one-time use, they might not all survive. So you just have to be gentle with them.
And I think part of being gentle is using your hands to remove them from the Gossamer holder than just remove them with the wands. So that's one of the reasons. That's just, it needs a lot of care if you want to keep reusing them. And I think that goes for any kind of lash anyway.
Yeah. And the other cool thing is, I might have put these on Saturday. And if I'm going out with the girls, or I have a date, or if there's something at an event that I'm going to, it doesn't matter that I've sealed them with night bonding glass. I can always come in after and stack. So I can come in on day 5 and I'm like, maybe I want some more volume. You can stack. You're going to do similar to what I said before. You're going to put a little bit of that clear. You're going to pop the lash on, fuse it down, and then you can seal it with a little night bonder glass. But you can always go in and add to it and stack.
That's really great. And so any other tip that you have for us in terms of as a starter, because this is meant to be Lashify 101. So for somebody starting off, you get the kit, you start using it, and then once you've used it for a while, what would you suggest as a build up to your lashes?
So before you make another purchase, I always say try length stacking, try volume stacking, see what you like, and go from there. If you love the B's, our D's are very similar. If you love the A's or the C's stacked together especially, you're going to love the fluffies. If you want that full strip lash look, you're going to go for the E's and the EEs. So you're going to kind of play based off what you have from your kit to see what you're going to try next. But I'm guaranteeing everyone that after like a month, you're like, okay, next I'm going to try that, and then I'm going to try that, and then I'm going to try that.
And I think on that note, that's a great tip to finish off on. Thank you very much for coming on, Jill. Really, really enjoyed that. So for anybody that has questions, you can ask us, email us, or even just drop a comment here and we'll get back to you. But thanks a lot for joining, and thanks, Jill, for a wonderful tutorial. We can't wait to have you back. Thank you.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.